Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we finally have Amumu, and that's because Amumu is finally a champion. Well, kinda. They wanted to make sure Amumu could actually play the game in higher elo. Unfortunately, that is not, at least statistically proven to be the case even as of this patch. 2 charges on the Q means you can now gap close and then still gank, as opposed to trying to throw your bandage toss through 18,000 minions and 3 champions. And only, if you could guess, in NA, do we have Evelyn top lane with Conqueror, which is still a somewhat niche yet viable strategy, and an Amumu jungle in literally Challenger. Echo moves on the ward here, places a ward on the red, Amumu can see that, and we've got an orange pumpkin Amumu, and the odd orange, although maybe in this game more like a Nachi. Little South African joke for you. So, Clementine, maybe, if that's what you guys might know it as. Amumu here is going to try and impact the Challenger game. I've not seen what happens. The summoner name is very interesting. Runes on your screen now. The Conqueror rune set. Definitely drain tank, percentage damage, mega tenacity, last stand, healing up with Ravenous. This is essentially the best way to play the champion as of now. Sure, Conqueror will do you a solid in low elo. Sure, you will enjoy yourself. He'll be spotted here with this, so I'm not always a fan of this sort of, starting here and giving the vision away, but I do enjoy doing Raptors into Krugs. Now, he was briefly spotted, I believe, on the vision here by the red. And here he goes, walking across the vision. That is insanely lazy pathing for a 1000 LP Challenger player, well, whatever it might be. It's ridiculous. You know this is warded 100%. Stick close to the wall if you're going to do this. And now you create the question mark of where did Amumu go? From Echo's perspective, did Amumu go down to do the blue side? So maybe counter jungling here is not possible if I don't have prior bottom side. Or did Amumu, just go long pathing to the Krugs? The Echo now actually doesn't know this, and that's part of adding that guesswork. Unfortunately, the Amumu walked over a ward, so that whole point is null and void. Evelyn versus the Lulu. Of course, you can fully stack your Conqueror. This is the... Okay, we missed the... This is the fully max range of how far you can push without getting into the tower damage. Beautiful. That's exactly what you're looking to do. Level 1, full Conqueror stacks, keep up the pressure, keep spamming that Q and hitting it, and now you just are able to get kills. And that's the secret tech. This is a great back time if she gets out. It's really risky. If the jungle's the 3 camper, you're probably almost dead. So what she does is just assume the Echo is going to be topside and gets the hell out of dodge. And now can, rightly so, spend her gold and go back and repeat the process. And Echo is going to be stuck in a... Okay, never mind. She TP'd back in. Okay. Well, anyway, as I was saying, Jerry McClarkson memes, the Amumu here, if you go red, Krugs, red, if you go Raptors, Krugs, red, into blue side, you can do your Wolves into actually the Grump and blue. You've set up a really nice tier 2 sequencing station, I guess. Because you can basically take this, gank lanes if they're pushing. In this case, the Rise is definitely pushing. Hello, Echo. Didn't decide to capitalize on the pushing Evelyn. Just went for the clears as well as the crab. And then you can reset, and everything will be spawned much sooner and in a better situation. However, the Thresh roams, support gap. Amumu collapses, hits 1 Q. We have another Q available. Both. Doesn't matter, because that W is active. W was shifted as well, just to make sure we have a bit more power early and a little less power late. Because Amumu's classical case was, listen, I'm super strong late game, but I struggle to get off the ground. Okay, that's a really nice and messy early game, but from the Amumu's perspective, I like it. Apart from the lazy pathing on the top side, I think that was well done. We haven't done the Grom, which is my only concern at this stage. You might need mana at that point, so doing the blue and then the Grump, that's fine. By the time you've done your crabs and you've had all your fighting, you've resequenced, the Grump will be up again, so that's not an issue. But in terms of maximizing getting level 6, Raptors, Krugs, red, you can do your blue, your Wolves blue Grump, and it sets up really nicely. Now, the Evelyn has 2 kills. What's she doing? Do we want to gank this? Probably not. I mean, with the charm up and the flash still available, it's too iffy. But I think we can definitely look. This is an extended sequence. Staying out a very long time already. Second spawn Raptors and Krugs have been taken. Moving in, scanning on the approach, as we know. And in this case, there's a wave. It's too fat. We cannot simply walk into the lane. And of course, we don't know exactly where the Echo is going to go next. If he's sequencing bottom to top again, he will show up. He will have item advantage. Not a fight you really want to take. So, let's go back to base. Raptor's Krugs have been taken and secured. We should have tier 2 wolves on the dot. Very nice. And now you can go straight to the bottom lane. Look to gank early. Abuse the fact that you have a 2-level lead. It could be a 1-level lead by the time he gets there. And then, of course, you can fall back to this, and you also have this. So this is great jungling and pathing from the Amumu. Remember, when you pick a champion such as this, you need to pay very close attention to your jungle matchup. You can still be invaded. You can still be destroyed. And, well, pretty much that's it. Don't think you're all of a sudden a Shinshao or a Jarvan. You know, you're not. The Conqueror does add certain benefits, without a doubt. But it's not like you're this OP champion. He is struggling in Diamond Plus. Okay, we have 2 charges of Q as we need to use, and we don't, so it's perfect. Because just so you know, right, you can stun them for 1 second, you charge it, has 2 charges, but there is a charge timer 3 seconds for you to use it again, so it's not like you can spam it, because that would be kind of broken. 3 seconds seems like a good and balanced timer for us to be able to use it. Smites the dragon. And while you do this, you know, while you pull out these things, obviously smiting it early is only done when you know that you can secure it 100%. Keep track of your lanes while you do this. Don't have to think too much. You can see Ryze's low mana here. Yona's going to do 2021 things. Bot lane is resetting. You don't have assistance. Should it be needed. You do have a second charge of smite though. Boom. Perfectly done. You know, I'll use 2 charges on a dragon at this stage without a doubt. We've got 1 more to go. Still 2 in the Echo. At this point, you can safely assume he is on this side. You don't need visual confirm because if you're tracking CS during the course of the game, for example, Echo shows here with 30, and then he shows top lane with 38, you know he did his Wolves and his Gromp, so you know once he's done this, he's back to the bottom side. Roaming support prior created because Thresh is a champion. Evelyn now is level 6, and this is where the top lane aspect comes in. You know, like a Quinn. This is great. We have the ult available. Okay, we use both our ults. That's not what we want to do, but nevertheless. That's kind of what you want to do. It's the same thing as... Let's watch that again. It's the same thing as your Rengars and your Quinns. Once you get 6, please use that ultimate in other lanes, not just your own. And because Thresh is mid lane and Varus is in a 2v1, he knows they will most likely get very hyper-aggressive here, especially with the Yuumi. So Amumu can just chill, use his ult to melt the Ezreal, and the Yuumi dies as well. That's a very nice Q. That's a great read. I really like that. If your support's roaming, yes, we kind of want to assist sometimes. That's dumb. But sometimes it's also good to help your ADC, because remember, if they're ditched 2v1, and you anticipate some kind of aggression from them, well, just be present and kill them. It's perfect. 2-0-3, 1 dragon, 5 out of 7. Echo is basically... there's not much to do, you know? There's really not much to do. He did try early. He does have a few kills and assists. Thresh kind of gave him a mega gift. But now we can go top side. Lose spawning, don't really care about that at this stage. Wolves are going to be up, Gromp's going to be up. Notice how we took the Gromp, right? For the HP and mana regen, and then went to the bottom lane. That's important. Now Thresh basically says, screw XP, all my homies hate experience. This is a great ward here by the Ryze, but there's a Thresh. Well, can we blame the ping on that too? Do you guys like to blame the ping on that as well? Even though, you know, many other servers have high ping. Anyway, not opening that can of worms. Not Korea, obviously. I mean, I understand low ping is important for certain skill shots, but anyway, let's not delve too much into it, because obviously I understand 100%, but at the same time, I have very much in jungling as well, and in balance as well. It is what it is. How can I best maximize this situation to my advantage, rather than try to find excuses for why I could not? And if you try and fail, there's nothing wrong with that. And talking about trying and failing, we wanted the Herald, and we get pushed off, because obviously in a straight skirmish without ultimate, Evelyn is significantly weaker than your classical top laner. I'm interested to see the Itemization. She has the leeching layer already, so we'll keep an eye on that. This is good pressure by the Echo, however, it looks to be... It can be risky to go for something so over-aggressively, because you have the health advantage, right? We do have a Lulu. Everyone sits in the Echo ult. I'm not sure what I'm watching, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay. Well, my usual inclination when I have my team shoved away from the situation, especially with Evelyn, well, Evelyn can regen with her ultimate, is to try and secure the crab and the objective. I don't want to necessarily go over the top deep to kill them unless it's 100% guaranteed, and then we can fall back to the Herald and the Scuttle. And in this case, they could. So it works out if you have a Lulu top lane or a Lulu mid lane, but just pay attention, please, to the possibilities there. I mean, have I pushed them all off? Or they're low enough they have to go back to base? Can I do the Herald, and if they try and re-enter, do I just kill them? Weigh the risks, pros and cons. If you die or if you have to go back to base, it's okay to give up the Herald. So Echo secures that, he'll get this as well. Evelyn now knows that there's a wave in this position, which is not good for us. It's great for the Lulu, great for the Echo, but he probably has to reset at the stage. Amumu goes ahead to blue and Grump, waiting for a bottom lane. There's no need to try and gank. Bottom lane and base, farming it up. Wait for them to get back into the lane and we can sync up. Basically like Tinder for ganking. Main channel video just went out. That's right. This is the 7th video I am recording this week. 7th. Evelyn once again with the same strategy. Fool me once. Fool me twice because I'm Rise. I wonder if she can do it a third time. Now Echo chucks his W. It misses. Ezreal is mid lane as well. Amumu immediately rotates. Waits in the fog of war here. Hits his Q. Beautifully done. Hits the ultimate. Percentage damage coming through. Yone hits the Q knockup because apparently he has everything in his kit he could ever want. And now the Amumu's just going to put his tears of acid all over whoever tries to attack him. His Conqueror fully stacked and he's full HP. So, Drain Tank Amumu looking kind of strong. The Merc Treads, obviously in this case, 100%. If you're not going Merc Treads in this game, you are griefing. You are absolutely griefing. The Magic Resist alone is hugely valuable against a particular comp, but obviously when Echo has a 2.25 W, as we saw, second W, as we saw in the last video, which was yesterday, then obviously Merc Treads are always going to help us. I am upset that they did not keep the fact that Tenacity would work on knockups. They removed that in the preseason. I was kind of happy about that, but, you know, whatever. I do main Ornn as well, so that's fine with me. Dragon, no camps on the bottom side. Varus resets, Yone resets, Thresh resets. No other objective to worry about. We can now look to defend, because obviously they're going to use the Herald here. Yone TP's in, hits a double ult. So once again, just an absolute grief play. No considerations for the fact that Yone had TP up. Thresh rotates straight down the mid lane again. Yumi is attached to her ADC, most likely while she's getting some Nutella on toast, at least if she's German. Echo is caught out in a random position. Yeah, there's too much of this. There's too much of this, and you can see the difference here. The reason why I've been focusing so heavily on NA in Korea is because there's a lot more element of, there's a lot more measured risk, but also less fiesta. And then on NA games, I don't know why I'm finding people just in the wrong position all the time. You know, we shouldn't be there. I mean, we have to track the timers of the Amumu. We have to assume the fact, with no objectives on the map and no camps on the map, that he's just going to rotate if we're in the wrong position. The Thresh is obviously roaming very well, but that's something you have to put in your game planning as a jungler. You know, you have to understand as a jungler that, listen, they have Thresh, I have a Yumi. The Thresh will outroam the Yumi, and that's just the nature of the game. How can I play around that? It's all part of your game planning. Here we go, nice mega dive. The lane gank approach is always really well done. We have the ultimate available. Yumi does go for her ult, then Ezreal Arcane shifts so it doesn't do anything, and Amumu uses his ult eventually. Nice QE from the Varus. Ryze rotates down. Yumi joins her Smurf buddy. Grandpa Smurf. And Evelyn's roaming again. So Evelyn is still up 13 CS. 3-2-1 versus the 1-1-1 Shirelia's Lulu. Why would you be walking through the jungle there? You're getting a twitch. Not the right kind of twitch, too. We're an entertainment channel now, that's for sure. But this is great stuff from the Amumu. Let's not kid ourselves. The lane and the Thresh and everyone and the Evelyn, they're playing very well. But the Amumu has consistently put himself in the right positions to capitalize on this game state, to capitalize on the chaos. A lot of junglers will have their laners play like this, and then they will just be farming. They'll be doing objectives at the wrong time, they'll be split pushing waves, and then their laners will invariably get overexcited, as they tend to, and die and throw. And then the jungle say, whoa, why are you guys throwing? I don't really have much sympathy for junglers who have laners in this kind of situation and you throw your leads. And this is why. You know, put yourself in the right position, make the right play, and you'll have no issue actually carrying games. Although I can tell you right now that an Amumu who walks on a ward over the red buff at level 1 probably doesn't have a blue side in Korea if it's played well on the bottom lane. Because you have to punish him, you know? If you let him get away with the 5-6 camp, this is what I'm talking about, right? The Evelyn goes in way too ham. The Yuumi does Yuumi things. We have a Lulu Yuumi and an Ezreal Rise. So this is a very... Thrash. Thrash. This is a very, what's the non-demonetizable version of what I was about to say? Annoying team composition. Let's just say annoying, alright? I was going to use EU terminology, but that would probably get me demonetized. So, you have to play it right, because they will scale. You know, while you scale as well, the Evelyn is not going to have a lot of fun assassinating, well, anyone. You know? If she falls behind or the game state gets into an equal phase. So the move, here we go. Might as well clear. We're waiting for the dragon. We're not looking to fight just yet. The echo ease of the wall. We're keeping our distance. Securing our camps. Because you probably want 11. Let me actually have a look here. If I can click on him. Yeah, we want 11. This is very crucial. This is why he's doing this. The next team fight can be a game-winning team fight or game-losing throw. Right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure for this dragon fight as a third Drake, which might potentially push out another 2-3 towers, that you have the maximum damage and maximum mobility in your ultimate. That goes for literally any jungler, by the way, not just Amumu. Specifically Amumu and Malphite and things like this, but Ornn also. But see what I'm talking about? Like, what's Evelyn gonna do here? What are you gonna do against the Rise with a Yuumi Lulu? What are you gonna do with an Ezreal with a Yuumi Lulu? And that's where the cheese picks always fall off. Especially if they scale. So they're definitely on the Herald there. We can basically assume that they're giving us this third Drake, which is fine because honestly, if that team comes stacks, someone say stanks. I hope they don't do that. If they can stack 4 of these Cloud Dragons, then I'll be deeply concerned for the mental well-being of the red team. Lulu ult, Ezreal ult, yeah, Yuumi ult, Rise ult, Echo ult. I don't want them to have 4 Sky Dragons. I'll tell you that much. It's like a nightmare. Yumi's top lane with Ezreal here. We do have a wave with our Thresh and our Varus, so we can just push this out, no problem. He's gone for the E max before the Q max. Typical stuff. Obviously, people who are spam ganking historically have just gone E. You know, if I'm not looking to clear too quickly, I just want to absolutely stack the E. We didn't talk about the abilities, but obviously we talked about the 1 second and the 2 charges. This one, you get your max HP damage, as I mentioned at the beginning. And then this one is, well, he throws a tantrum and he just deals magic damage. So, more damage to nearby enemies and to camps means you can farm a lot faster as well. One of those champions where I don't really see... See, this is important as well. If they take the Herald and they push a tier basically up here and they don't have everyone with them, then it's very free collapse for you. And if they do this post 20 minutes, that's a Baron that you lose. So... I don't know if that's 100% worth, but they can now barrel down mid lane with 3, knowing they have numbers advantage. Yoni's going to yeet your wolves. My whole PC froze, so I have no idea if the footage froze either. I'll just cut it if it did. Do our Raptors, and now we can reset. Basically, you're looking for that Soul Elder Baron swap, and if you can get 1 good fight, then that should activate all your desires. We have the Sunfire into the Abyssal Mask, because that 15% bonus damage when you activate CC on a Maokai and on an Amumu, it's so damn good. Like, I know you want the spell shield, the shield and healing boost from Spirit Visage, but in this comp, it doesn't really do anything, right? I mean, it helps you personally with the healing, but the shielding, besides Thresh, and that's not why we take the Lantern, there's nothing really forcing us to take it. I mean, on Volibear, it's definitely more of an active decision. I mean, Spirit Visage or Abyssal Mask, what do I want to do? Both are great. Abyssal Mask is more for your full tank utility, you know? You hit your Q, people die. If you want to be in a more sustained fight, then obviously the Spirit Visage on Volley is hugely valuable. But basically, yeah, this is the objective of play. They will scale, so we can look to try and use the Vision Denial here from the Trinket and the Control Ward. But they do hit a plant to show it up. And now, if they do show up, please turn. Ezreal's bottom lane. If they show up, don't coin flip. You have the advantage currently, a huge advantage. Make the turn. Thresh misses his hook. Now we're taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Shirley is activated. The W is going to hit the Thresh. He is dead. Amumu hits over the wall Q into an R, and then the Varus is just chilling on the backline, and Yona is just chilling on the backline, diving in. Team comp gap. Brilliant. That was really nice by the Amumu. I mean, should blue team, that Amumu crying emote, should the enemy team have gone all in on the Thresh there and let the Amumu even hit this? No. Wise people once told everyone when they were low elo, don't group up versus an Amumu. Unfortunately, as I said, he has not been a champion for the longest time, so most people have forgotten exactly what he does. And even if that stun time on the ult has gone down, it's more than enough for your team to barrel on, combine CC, and melt your enemies. That's what we want to do, is it not? It's 1.5 seconds now. I mean, this is 1 second. This is 1.5 seconds. It's just kind of funny to think about it. If you hit 2 of these, you get 2 seconds, and this whole huge ult is 1.5 seconds. It's kind of interesting now, no? But I think it's valuable. We can talk about the reduced physical damage he takes as well. It just makes you inherently tanky, so the Aftershock isn't always as necessary on this champion, and that's why you see the Conqueror also. Huge Drain Tank, a Demonic Embrace preseason. Do you guys remember that? He was super powerful at the beginning of Season 11. With Sunfire and Demonic's Embrace, you just solo the Baron. Because they keep trying to make changes for Amumu to get him into the meta. I don't know why him specifically. It's okay to have champions that are good in low elo and good in high elo. Individually, right? You know, it's okay to have a Nidalee that's really difficult and great in high elo, and it's really okay to have a champion that's great for low elo that people can learn. Don't know why we always need to force things, just like this Rengar. We don't need Rengar to be simple. Please, don't do that. His high skill cap is what makes him interesting and fun to play, and rewarding for those who put in hundreds and hundreds of games. Like myself in Season 4. I put in 700 games of Rengar in Season 4 alone. So, yeah, I don't really enjoy that aspect of these things, but I think making Amumu more viable in Gold and Platinum, which is what they've done here, very successfully, mind you, is a good idea. And I do think in Challenger, in High Elo, you can see some impact to a degree, but I don't think he's going to end up taking over the meta. I mean, I'll correct myself and I'll admit if I'm wrong, but I don't foresee this happening. It's just easily punishable, and the blue team here fell into the trap, and the Amumu played very well, credit to him. And you can carry games now, because the double Q is just so useful. But I don't foresee this changing his high elo existence that much. But definitely, if you're looking to get Diamond, Amumu can now carry you. Whereas Amumu would fall off in Gold to Platinum even. It really does not now. I think he's kind of broken in low elo, if you're asking me, actually. The win rate looked very, very good. Max range Q just misses the Lulu, that's fine. Nah, Thresh hits a hook. Thresh hits a hook. Julesy. And Evelyn's just splitting top lane, so. She got a lot of picks. We weren't following the Evelyn, obviously, in this game, but I think this is just a rage split. I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is, but there you have it. Amumu's power curve revealed and shown to you. Hopefully it included some useful tips. Emax into Qmax is the standard default skill expression at this stage on this patch. Obviously that's always subject to playstyle and change, but if you're looking to do it, this looks to be your standard build. You can always go your Thor mails as necessary, whatever tank items you need. There you go, Amumu's a champion, and Amumu's on the gameplay channel. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're able to enjoy and learn something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. My in-depth live jungle companion with Volibear is free for the next 48 hours, so you can check that out in the description below as well. Match history links also, if you download that from MOBALYTICS, that gives direct support to the channel, but if you just want the match history data, you can click that and see it. I don't mind. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.